Good afternoon and welcome back to you know where we are. It's the Endgame Sports Show on a lovely Wednesday, and we have a new segment to introduce to you today. But before we go there, we definitely got to talk about last night. Shout out to the Antigua and Barbuda Falcons. They closed out the home leg. Amazing. We managed to pick up our third of 4 wins at home. Some say it should have been 4-4. I don't think so. I honestly think the best thing, if we rewind to this Guyana game, the best thing that happened in the Guyana game was we actually bat. We had the first innings to bat because Guyana in Antigua had the potential. I think that Guyana team would have scored 200. But last night we played against the Barbados Tridents, and we defeated them by 30 runs. We broke something that we have here that we thought that our Falcons cannot bat first. I was happy that we bat first. I thought that if you were neutral, you wanted the Tridents to bat first because the Tridents is a powerhouse team, But last night we really made them look small. One of the good things for us was Brandon King changed the game. Let's be honest, Brandon King is a walking 30, 40. And he changed the game, but I do think that Moeen Ali, besides his 51, he showed some great leadership. He showed great leadership as a captain yesterday, and I like it. Only concern I think we have going into this game on Sunday is that we saw Alzari holding his back, saw him stretching, so what is his availability going to be? Nevertheless, the Falcons are at the top of the table. They sit on 8 points after 7 games. The Guyana Amazon Warriors sit at 6 after 3. The St. Lucia Kings are at 6 points as well after 6. The Jamaica Kingsmen at 4. Barbados is at 4. And Trinidad and Tobago sit at 2 with St. Kitts Nevis at 2 points. The league is wide open. I do think if the Falcons manage to win this St. Kitts game next, they go to 10 points, and 10 points I think is enough. I think 10 points is enough to get you into the playoffs. 10 points should be enough to get you into the playoffs with all the other games that are going to be playing. Nevertheless, this is the Endgame Sports Show, and today we are stepping away from the scoreboard, stepping away from everything, and we're letting you know about some of our athletes, some of our great athletes. But today in particular, we are welcoming one of the brightest young talents in Antiguan sports, in Antiguan football. And if you remember last year, we did a list here with the top 5 wonder kids of the country, and we had Ellie Shaw, we had Tyra Fenton, we had Tajaron Davis. I'm missing somebody. But in that list, we also had we had a person by the name of Nafisa Kwashi. And, if you know if you watch WTP, this is a person that we've always, whenever it's like she does well when we're broadcasting a lot, so she name just pop up, because it can't be that we just favor her. Something it's just like she might just be our poster person. So get the invoice ready so you can. But she's dominated school football. Golden Boot honors, MVP honors. She's helped her senior club to championships. At the youth level, she's captain. She's played well. She's dominated. She was actually the youngest to make this senior women's national team. And while the goals and the trophies and all that tell the story, there's generally another side of her story again in terms of balancing her athletics with the academics and carrying the expectations. I think that comes with being one of the country's most promising young players. So today, we're going to welcome Nafisa Kashi to the Endgame locker room and, diving into the mind, seeing what she thinks about and, how she does everything. So first, welcome to the show.
Hi.
Not high. Look at her. Oh, she is. So she's also shy. So pull the microphone closer. Uh, from you when you hear a person say when you and her father's in the building too, you know, and we have questions for him some way mixed in, and he's not worried about if he gets in question or not because it's one thing about him, he puts her first. However, Nafisa, when you hear someone say that you're one of the brightest young footballers in Antigua and Barbuda, what goes through your mind?
I feel like it's a great accomplishment for me because I've known how hard I worked to be where I am today, and I know that I also have to be grateful for the people that believed in me, my parents and my coaches, more specifically from Soccer Academy. They took me from young and they taught me the basics, and from there I was looked by the national coaches, and that's why I developed even more skills. So when I hear that, I just have to thank God for everything, giving me strength, giving me good parents, coaches, everybody in the field that helps me to be who I am.
Nice. You 2025, you had a really, 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 really good year. Granted, 2024 you had a solid year too, but 2025 came with a lot. If you were supposed to pick a moment from that year, what would your favorite moment be from last year?
Probably when we beat PM, the 1-0. I was an incredible feeling. It was 0-0, and like towards the end of the game, we got one chance to probably go and shoot, and yeah, that was probably my best time.
In sports, you have everyone works hard in sports once you're good. I don't think that there are people that think that, okay, let's look at Cristiano Messi. People will out there and people will be out there and they will say, oh, Ronaldo works hard but Messi just talented. Let's just throw that in the garbage because as talented as we think Messi is, has to work hard. But in the same football, there are natural goal scorers, like people that listen, the ball just follow them and just find a way into the net, and then there are people that would have to work extra hard on the technique and so on. Which one do you think you are?
I think I have to work extra hard. Okay, well, because I've been doing it for a while, most things come naturally in a game. Like, I would know, like, from the time I get a ball, I would know, okay, probably looking wide to play a ball through, or when I'm on the top of the 18, I already know that's my range because I've been doing this for a while. But that doesn't mean that I don't have to work for it. I practice in training, I work hard, I give it my all, and I try to make every training to be like how I will move in a game. So when the game comes, it may appear to the outside that it comes naturally, but it's really hard work from over the years.
So especially my technician, if you only follow one athlete in the world, because he don't watch sports, but if you follow one, Nafisa, and we've been watching, sometimes we see teams employ as a center forward, some we see put you out wide, and in the last under 14 tournament, we saw you playing more of a 10, sometimes 8 kind of role. That's the one I like you in the most because your most underrated attribute, I think, is is your ability to pass the ball. People look at your goal scoring, your strength, everything, but your ability to pick passes is something that I admire about you the most as a footballer. Which one? What's your favorite position?
Sentiment. I prefer to play attacking though. I don't like the feeling of being too back. I would rather be because as I said before, I would take a shot
Hmm.
and stuff on the 18 'cause I know that's my range. I prefer to be more in the attacking side of things. But my main position is attacking middle.
Okay. You've played against girls your age, older girls, and obviously recently you played against senior women. How different is the game at each level to you?
Well, okay, senior level. I'm gonna start there. Senior level. Playing with senior level, I'm not the tallest. I might had I might have some fight in me and stuff, but I'm not the tallest. So I find I have to get out the ball a lot quicker. I can't like dribble too much with the ball, hold it too much. And another big thing is I can't win A balls. Even with the smaller age group, most of them are taller than me, naturally more probably muscular than me. So mainly I just have to for senior it's more about my positioning. Try and get in the right space at the right time, win my ball and dish it off quick. So senior is more about thinking ahead, way ahead of the game, because if one of those, like for example, when I was playing Jamaica, they were on me all the time. There was no free space, right? So when I got the ball, I had to know what I was going to do with it way before.
You know, I can't say I really, we can't relate to that feeling about of being small. But with that same senior team, prior to it, it was the Women's Premier League, the Calvinia League was,
Yes.
and obviously people you finished with the most goals, and your team won. Prior to that senior tournament, you were scoring. This time now you get called up to the senior team and you walk into the dressing room. You know everybody knows you, but did you feel like, okay, I'm the youngest here and I really need to prove myself, or was it how was the feeling when you walked into it? Not practice, because practice is practice, but when you walked into the locker room the first game, looking around and seeing everybody there, what was the feeling?
Definitely, that I had to prove myself because um, being the youngest there and again, not the best in height, I know that I was being overlooked. Nobody had to tell me that. It was kind of thing. I mean, even when I got a start, I know some people probably from the outside, I'm not saying my team, might have said like, why they have that, like her starting in that position at senior level. Yes, she might be good, but my age and stuff. Um, so it was always, yes, I was trying to prove to them that I can play with them, but I was just trying to prove something to myself that I can do this. Trying to set myself at a higher level because I know I could have done it. It was, yes, it was kind of trying to prove to them that I could play with them, that I'm just as capable as them, but mainly it was just for me to push myself because I know I can be at that level too.
And the first senior game, you came off the bench.
Yeah, I came on halftime.
Yeah, so when halftime, when the coach says to you, hey, Nafisa, you're up, what were you thinking?
I was nervous, but like really nervous, and especially when they called my name and the stands was staying, I could hear my mom from the sidelines. I could hear her
So funny
very
story,
distinct.
funny story about your mom, right? The there was I think it was 2023 when we covered the final, the one that you ended up. I think you scored the penalty in that. It was like 5-2 or 5-3
Yeah.
when PM beat y'all. So we are right there. We are next to where we're sitting. Your dad, mom, everybody's sitting next to us, right? We had to take our microphones and move to the other end because she's not cursing, but she's just we couldn't hear the person. People couldn't hear us who had the mics right there because of how loud she was. And I mean, I think that's great. That's great support generally. Was there any moment that you were playing with the senior team and you were like, "Hey, me only 40, and I'm actually playing with the senior team."
Yep. The same day that I started for Jamaica, because I didn't expect to start that game, because when we were leaving, I picked up an injury and I had a really, really heavy limp. I wasn't even fully training with them when we were landed in Jamaica. It was the night before that I couldn't walk properly on my foot. So I wasn't really expecting, because I wasn't in the training for when they were doing defensive structure and attacking, and even when they were going over like who taking corners and stuff, I wasn't really in it. So it was the same, like early the day when they picked the team and they had the slideshow and everything showing who's starting. Yeah, I was thinking, wow, like felt great because I was injured. I didn't expect to start. It's just a good moment.
All right. You captained the under 14 team. This under 14, our under 14 girls team, I think that they showed us that while our women's program on the national level, we're still seeking out to find what happens next. Where do we go? Then we saw a nice core. We saw Tanya, we saw Ronaldo, we saw Hughes, we saw a couple nice young players that they can come. What's the other one that she played with the senior team the other day? The Novia.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw a nice group of young players that we can, hey, they can come and they can really shake up the senior team, add to the senior team, and all that. But the biggest thing for them is their leadership. We look at you, and you look like, quote unquote, the leader of men. Like, you look like you're a good leader. What does leadership mean to you?
Well, sometimes being a leader, even when I was leading them, people are not going to like you because maybe they feel that, okay, because she's the leader or whatever, after, because it's girls we're talking about. Girls are kind of, gossiping kind of type, right? So going out on the pitch, it was more about us playing our best. Like there was a couple times, especially in that tournament specifically, people scored before us. I think it was basically all the games they scored before us. So if when we scored, they scored basically a couple minutes after. So I had to be the strong one and tell them, keep their head up, let's go, let's keep fighting. And we had a rough start as well. We lost our first two games, and most of them already give up because when you lose your first two games, it's unlikely that you're going to move on to the next round. So I just told them, yeah, we might not to move on, but we have to push, we have to fight because it's our country we're representing. This is our chance to get our names out there, a chance to make our parents proud, our friends proud, everybody in Antigua proud.
Okay. But no, we're switching gears for a bit to the part that he might start listening a little more keenly. The student athlete part. You're a principal-less student. You were a principal-less student. How do you manage being a serious footballer and a serious student?
After training, just study.
It's that simple, right?
Not that simple
Oh,
because...
well, the way you say it just now, mate.
Well, okay, there was a time this year where I would have school league game, senior practice, or it would be school practice, under 17, then senior training, all in one day. And then sometimes I'll have group work, project, like tests, homework, practical the next day. So I'm just gonna give you the time frame. So after school finish 1:30, right? School training will start from 1:30 to 3. On the 17th training start from 3. So I would leave with my Coach Tiki Samuel, which was also a coach from under 17. So we'll leave a little early so that we can make it at least a little bit, not too late, but after 3 o'clock, a little bit after 3. So it'd be 3 to 5, and we're at turf. Senior practice starts from 6 to 8. So now I'm at turf at 5. I would just wait there until, just be in the locker room until everybody from senior team come for 6 to 8. Now, I don't live close to turf. I live Jennings, Extension, by Jolly Harbour back here, all the way down there. So the time we go home, before we go home...
Hold on there. You send a message?
No.
We just want to know if you send a message, because you start out, I don't live close to turf. 1. 2, I live all the way Jennings. 2. 3, I live Jennings Extension. 4, all the way by the gate. 5, all the way back there. So let me know if you want me to send a message to him and tell him, hey.
But, and then I will want something to eat, because that's a long day of training.
Yeah.
I'm hungry. Haven't eaten from since probably 12 o'clock at school. And it's now after 8, so I'm hungry. Get something to eat. The time I get home is like maybe 8:30 the earliest, 9 o'clock the latest, depending on traffic and all of those stuff. So after that, no, have to get into schoolwork. Sometimes it was especially because training was like every day. It was very draining, very tiring. And sometimes I will have to wake up on my own and study for a test. Sometimes I will have to do my work at school, like in the period I wait between under 17 and senior team. So it was very hard, very, very hard. It was like I had free time, but it didn't feel like free time because I was training. So I never really had no time to just lie down and just ease off. It was training, yes, it's fun, but training is also tiring after a while, after you're doing it over and over and over, and have games as well in the mix of it.
So let me tell you early, because I was a student athlete in the university. It doesn't get easier. The hardest part is when you get to the university. Because right now, I'm sure that she not like I'm a college but she real name, so I'm gonna college Tiki today. But I am sure that she will say to you, hey, make sure you do your homework, make sure you do your schoolwork. When you get to university, the coach only cares about the playing. And the teacher, unless there's some that are different. There's some coaches that generally care about everything. Thank you, I had one of those. But the teacher only cares about the book. The teacher don't care if you have practice at 3. The teacher don't care if you had to travel. Because there's some teachers that you have to travel and you have a 6-hour road trip, and the teacher expects you to give them a nice presentation when you get to the hotel. When you get to the hotel, the teacher want to log into the Zoom or log into the classroom and give it. So it's good that right now you start understanding the struggle of it, and it works. But who you think keeps you most accountable when it comes to school and football?
My mom.
Yeah, that's it. But, we are halfway through. We're about to take a commercial break. And when we get back, we dive into the mindset. Because at 14 years old, and some people are already saying, hey, she might be the best thing we have right now, or close to our top 5. I have to see what the mind is saying there. So this is the Endgame Sports Show. We're in the locker room with Nafisa Kwashi, one of our brightest young talents across all sports in Antigua and Barbuda. Her main sport is football. But, maybe today she might tell us that she's a golfer. That's what we're here for in the locker room. We're just trying to figure out who this person is. We'll be right back.
Hello, summer. Hey, Yeah, yeah. Hello, INET Summer.
Hello, Summer.
INET is heating up the summer with these sizzling deals. Sign up for INET Fiber and spin to win up to 100% off installation. Plus, sign up for the Ultra 50 plan and pay only $150 for the rest of 2026. Join iNet Mobile and get a free prepaid SIM with 6 gigabytes. 6 gigabytes. Or go postpaid and get a free Samsung A07 plus 50% off the first 3 months. Hello savings, hello discounts, hello iNet Summer.
Hello.
INET. Hello, Summer.
Yeah, your skin looking good. What are you using?
I'm getting ready to level up. The Universal Skincare Institute is opening in St. Paul and they're teaching real skincare science.
Wait, like a beauty school?
Not just a beauty school. 1,000-hour program teaches ingredients, skin science, and how to build your skin career.
That sounds serious. How do I sign up?
Easy. Registration are open. Go to AntiguaUniversalSkincareInstitute.com.
All right, Antigua, time to glow and grow.
Antigua, the future of beauty education is here. The Universal Skincare Institute, located in St. Paul's, is now enrolling students in our 1,000-hour core curriculum. This is not your typical beauty school. At Universal Skincare Institute, students learn real skincare science, ingredient knowledge, formulation, and modern skincare innovation designed for today's global beauty industry. If you're passionate about skincare or looking to start a career in beauty, this is your opportunity. Registrations are now open. Visit antigua.universalskincareinstitute.com and enroll today.
Are you ready for adventure, drama, action, horror, and family-friendly films all under one roof? Enjoy the magic of the movies with friends and family at Caribbean Cinemas with the latest.
For 49 years, State Insurance has been more than a promise. It's been a partnership you can rely on, supporting you as you build, operate, and grow your business, allowing you to focus on what matters most. And as you go about your daily routine, State is right there with you. State Insurance Company Limited. 49 years of protection and partnership, so you can live in a better state of mind.
Keep your eyes on the road. Keep your mind on driving. Keep your hands on the wheel, as one distraction can steal your reaction. Look out for pedestrians, joggers, and cyclists. Look left, look right. Be aware of vehicles. Drive safe. Drive smart. This is a message from the Antigua and Barbuda Transport Board. For more safety messages, stay tuned or call us at 484-4600 or check us out on Facebook at Antigua and Barbuda Transport Board and on Instagram at transport.board.anu1.
93.5 FM, WTP.
Drum beat it out like a steel drum. Hung it out like a drum bass.
FM, WTP.
Emergencies can happen at any time. Stay prepared and keep your family safe with APUA's top safety tips. Start by reviewing your emergency plan with every member of your household. Make sure to secure important documents in sealed plastic storage bags. Remember, never connect a generator to electrical panels or fuse boxes. Always have a qualified electrician install a transfer switch to keep everyone safe. Ensure you have enough water for 3 to 5 days. After the storm, we'll check water quality to meet WHO standards. It's crucial to know how to shut off your home's electricity and ensure everyone knows the safest spot in your home during an emergency. Plug major appliances into surge protectors and unplug sensitive ones to shield them from power surges. Charge your mobile devices ahead of the storm and minimize usage to conserve battery. Plug your landline or internet modem into a UPS backup and surge protector to stay connected. Prepare for power outages caused by severe weather conditions like storms and high winds. Our protection systems will suppress the power where needed during severe weather to protect life and property, and repairs begin once it's safe. Report trees that can fall on power lines to 311 to prevent potential hazards. Always treat downed power lines as energized and dangerous. Report them immediately to 311. Stay tuned to APUA's official communications channels and local media for the latest updates. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or join our WhatsApp group. Your safety is our priority. Stay safe and prepared with APUA.
This is WTP Radio, 93.5 FM, coming to you from the biggest village in Little Antigua.
Welcome back to the Endgame Sports Show. Do remember, for the persons who were unable to attend the Back to School Fair hosted by the Honorable EP Chet Green last Thursday, kindly note that they can collect their Back to School packages this afternoon at the Billy Tongue Center. That's at the bottom of Hamlet Road between the hours of 3 to 5. So if you didn't make it to the Back to School last Thursday, when you get to if you know where the Billy Tongue Center is, if you don't know it is, then you know where the Empowerment Center, which is where the WTP radio station is, you just drive straight down the road and you will meet a next building, same colors, look pretty much the same, green, and you can collect there from 3 to 5. So please be guided accordingly, 3 to 5. So no, if you go there 5:30 and nothing there, don't be upset. Anyways, you're locked into the Endgame Sports Show. My name is Adrian Constant. This is the locker room. In the locker room is Nafisha Kwashi, along with, any Kwashis in the building too. Just, stay taking the back seat, making sure that everything is here. But you just got back, from a program that we've seen. We see a few Antiguans go after it. This is the Future Pro Academy. And if anyone doesn't know what it is, the Future Pro Academy is based in the UK. It is pretty much an elite football and education program. It was founded, I would say, maybe 15, 14, somewhere years ago. It was founded when I was coming out of secondary school, so that's like 2012, 13, somewhere there. And it's for, essentially, when I read up on it, they said it bridges the gap between youth football and senior football. So it's primarily for athletes 16 to 23. You were a part of it recently. And first things first, when you learned that you were going, what was it? What was the feeling there?
I mean, I was excited to go to another country, experience what it was like way outside of the Caribbean. I was just looking forward to spending time with my teammates and just learning some more skills to develop my game and meeting new people and seeing what I can work on to get better when I come back.
How was it in general, just playing and the experience?
It was fun. Everyone up there was friendly, nice, very joyful, I can say. The weather was really cold, really, really cold. It was intense. We had like 2 trainings a day and stuff. We also got to meet with a coach from Blackburn Rovers and also an Aston Villa coach.
Would you say that you learned, because again, would you say that you learn anything that you can come back and share? Not learn anything for yourself. Anything that you learned, do you think that you learned it so well that you can come back and share it with your teammates, maybe your coaches and things like that?
Nothing really, like drill wise or nothing, but mentally, yes. My first time training up there with the all girls. Again, the youngest, not the tallest. Nothing really new, but different country, different nationalities, kind of in a way. Like, saw some people that look like from Indian kind of race, and the British race.
Yeah.
So I was basically one of the only black people there as well. I didn't know anybody. They were older than me. First training, nobody was really paying attention to me, much attention to me at all. It was just kind of like I had to be mentally strong to myself because I didn't have nobody to really talk to or nothing, because I went up with basically all boys. So they were in the boys section, I was in the girls section. So whereas they had each other, they could have talked to or partner up with, I was basically in a full-on new environment. I went up with a girl as well, but she is way older than me, so she was more in the way older section. So I was basically branched off by myself for the whole thing. But I did not make that stop me from doing what I came up to do, which was to train hard and try and get my name up there. Not really stay up there, but just to let them know, hey, there's somebody in Antigua I'm supposed to be looking back for in a couple of years.
That makes sense. So you just spoke about the mindset. You're 15 now?
Yes, I'm 15.
So at 15, you are already getting the attention and people are talking about your future for sure. Like, there is no question about it. I mentioned about 5 names, and plenty people have already earmarked y'all as the generation that is going to put us around in a good space, put us in a good space in regional football, at least regional football, and then, start making some waves throughout the region. But with all that attention and people talking about your future in particular, does that ever put pressure on you?
Not really, because I know what I'm capable of. I know if I stay focused, don't go down the wrong path, which I doubt I will with the parents I have, and I just keep my eyes locked on where I want to go in life, what kind of future I want to have, who I want to make proud, and what I want to make happen in this country, then it's not really a pressure to me.
Your game, I've spoken to many of your coaches, and while in conversation your name comes up, I've spoken to other parents, and again your name comes up. One thing that stood out to me was a parent mentioned to me that we all see her national team practices, we see her club team practices, but what we don't see is when you, Lenny, her father, is putting her through the paces, or what we don't see is when she's at home drilling herself. Where does that internal motivation come from?
As I said before, I know what I want to do to make this country proud or reach a higher level. There was something about, like, there was a time I was asking my dad if anybody from the Caribbean actually made it to Premier League other than Bunny Shaw. Like, anybody he's talked about from the Caribbean and made it in the Premier League that actually gets the minutes and actually scores goals and so on. And I think he said something about he don't know, or they're not well known, or they're probably not at that level of football. So for me, right, my goal in playing football is to make it out. so that everybody else that has this same dream can make it out too. Because once one person makes it out, even if it's not me, if one person makes it out, it will make a gateway for everybody else. Because they will now look at, okay, maybe this other one, the kids in Antigua. So when I'm home, I dad already, they're very supportive, so they got me a goal, and so I asked for a goal. They even cut down a little side next to our home. That's not ours, but we get it cut down, level out like a field and so, and there's a goal on there. So when I'm home, basically for the whole summer I go outside, I go and kick 2 balls by myself, practice some technique, practice some free kicks, practice everything. And it's like the goal kind of comes with a rebound kind of thing. So I can pass, I can kick on it and it come back to me, kick on it and come back to me, and sometimes I just juggle. If I don't feel like just kicking, shooting, I juggle and stuff. I try my best to stay out of my mom's house because I know she get with that. So.
Listen, what's one part of your game that is you know you need to improve a lot?
Probably my communication in a way, because sometimes I get really frustrated. Like I might want somebody to do something, but instead of me telling them like in a calm voice, sometimes it comes off harsh, even though it's just probably just the heat of the game. Not really I don't really mean it in a bad way, but yeah, especially in schooling, I may say. Sometimes I have to remember that they're just learning. They're just learning, and sometimes I also have to remember that people are looking up to me and look at me as, yeah, someday maybe I want to be like this person. So probably my communication and my body language to an extent, because sometimes I head down, not really because I'm defeated in a way, I'm just a bit upset, and that's just how I carry it out. So I need to find a better way to control how I feel on the pitch.
Yeah, and it comes as you go, and not, it doesn't just come with the experience and you going. You have to consciously start making yourself, hey, let me communicate better. A lot of people will tell you, hey, the more you play, the more you learn things. The more you play, the more you learn things, but you can learn bad habits. So you have to consciously make an effort. Like when you're at practice, there are simple things. Volleyball is more of a communication sport. So we have drills that we do that you have to say a vowel or say a letter every time you touch the ball. If you don't, you run and things like that. I always tell people the most important thing in every single sport that you have a teammate is the communication. Because while you may have a ball, this is how it works. You have a ball. If you pay attention to, there are few players in Antigua, especially the Jamaican players, when they come and play in Antigua, when they get the ball, while they move with the ball, you can hear them, go, move, while they have the ball. Because again, they can think for themselves. They don't know what you're thinking. So you know what they do? Try help you think. Because they have the ball and they want you to make that run. So when they tell you to make that run, if you make that run, that means it's moving. So I just think that as you go, even when you're in practice, men don't tell you to chat too much. Just communicate. The more you communicate during the game, is the less, when the play is dead, you have to be like, yo, why you never do this or do that? So you're already setting it, and then by the time you realize that now everyone, the person that you said just started, because they know what you wanted them to do there, they now look like a football. They now look like they know what they're doing. But, Nafisa, what is the dream league or dream club for you?
Probably Real Madrid or Man U.
Okay. That was just a teaser into the rapid fire because we're almost there. But again, you played against Jamaica, so you played against a few players. When you played against Khadija, Where did you have any interactions with her pre-game, post-game, during the game, or anything like that?
After the game, she actually had signed my shirt. I took pictures with her. The whole team actually took a picture with her as well. Communication-wise, no. I mean, she's at the home stadium. A lot of people are there. Her teammates are there, and so it's a lot of stuff going on at the time. And mainly, I was shy as well. So the most I was thinking was, I want my shirt signed, but it was already signed pre-game.
Okay.
So it was just to take a picture and stuff with her, just meet her. And to me, that was enough to me. And then we also got to meet her again when she was coming into the locker room. And we took a team picture. But again, before she came in, she was taking an interview. So as I said, it was a lot of stuff going on with her.
So you just couldn't really.
Yeah, I just didn't.
Now, locally, we have in the eras before you, there are a lot of women in Antigua that we can say, hey, when people talk about them in terms of football, we like, hey, she been solid, she been good, like she could have played some ball in her day, like. Is there anybody in particular that you look up to and you've had a conversation with, that have you guys sat and, talked about football in general?
Well, when I talk about looking up to, since early, when I was watching national team, Gabby was probably the first person I ever looked up to and said, yeah, I want to make national team just like her. And as a matter of fact, when I first made national team at under 14 level, and I got the number 7 shirt, I was like, yeah, just like Gabby. For me, when I saw even Gabby making the national team at 14 as well, the senior team at 14 as well, seeing her do that inspired me to work hard so I could also be, one of those people that people look up to. From the start, she has skill, she understands the game, and that was just probably the first person I ever really looked to as a girl footballer. To see. Probably the first person I ever watched is my dad. So he would have been the one that actually really made me say, okay, yeah, I want to be a footballer. But the first female that I ever admired was Gabby.
And that's good, eventually you have played together.
Yeah.
So that's also a good thing. But now, we're in the last question before we go into the rapid fire. You are 15 now, so 5 years from now, you see you'll be at 20, give or take. If you do the American school system, give or take, you should be a fresh sophomore going into a junior, depending on roughly when you go. So, where do you see yourself, let's say, in the next 7 years? 22? As a footballer, if you think that football is it in 7 years?
Probably landing a contract anywhere. I mean, it doesn't really have to be my dream club, but somewhere where I can make money, can make a gateway, as I said again, for people to get out from Antigua. So they don't have, so like you see how hard I have to work to get out. They probably have more scouts coming to Antigua to look. Like they already have the combine thing where they come down and look for people for college or whatever. But like I'm talking about actual scouts, like from actual like maybe 2nd division and stuff. As well as if I don't pursue that, probably I would want, I know I want to be a pediatrician. I've always wanted to be a pediatrician. So I've always really and truly wanted to help people. But as for the football side of it, maybe I might pick up coaching. Maybe I might coach a national team, something. Try and get Antigua out of a group. Not only out of a group, but win something, win a group. Yeah. If it's not first, 2nd, 3rd, something.
Makes sense.
Not just come out of a group to say come out of a group. Come out of a group and win something first.
Yeah. So while I know I said we were going to go to the rapid fire questions, there's a question that I want to ask that I think is more important than it. You're obviously balancing football, you're balancing school, travel, and everything that I think comes with being a young athlete. What would you say to young people your age about choosing the right friends, avoiding bad company, staying focused, and making decisions that would help them achieve their goals? What would you say to them? How would you, what message would you want to give them?
Okay. So sometimes in life, when you pick a certain path, right? Not everyone is going to be the nicest about it. Like they might think you're too good, you're not fun, you're not cool, whatever. But that's just how life is. Sometimes you're going to be the only one that believes in yourself. Sometimes you're going to be the only one who knows how hard it is to do what you're doing. But once you have your eyes fixed on where you want to go and put your mind to it, you can do anything you want to do. Sometimes you're going to be the only one that believes in yourself. Sometimes it's going to get hard and you're going to feel like you want to give up and like you don't think you're good enough to do it, or like you just feel like quitting. But just as low as you fall, you rise higher. Sometimes you rise even higher with the right mindset. So it's just about you staying true to yourself and knowing what you want to do with your life, with your future.
Well, there you go. The rapid fire question. Which one do you prefer, goal or an assist?
Assist if it's better than a goal.
You prefer to score with your left foot or your right foot?
My right foot.
You prefer training or match day?
Match day.
No, if they said to you golden boot or golden ball, which is the MVP, golden boot or golden ball, which one do you prefer?
Golden ball.
You prefer home game or away game?
Away game.
Who's your favorite male footballer?
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Favorite female footballer?
Alex Morgan when she was playing.
Shout out, big up you. Respect you for that. Much people. AM13. Who's your favorite team?
Man U.
And your best teammate? All, no matter what, you might ruffle some feathers here, but whether if you're smart, say somebody from school, so that they can think, okay, me and them Lime Day school all the time if you're smart. But who's your favorite teammate of all your teammates?
Probably KK.
That's
Camilla. Yeah.
Okay, makes sense. Who's the toughest defender you think you faced?
KK. Yeah. Definitely.
If me not like, honestly, we can tell you that there are times that I've said to her mom, Kiki, that yeah, she just don't play hard enough. But then when you see she across from Nafisa, it's like, hold on, this is something. Who taught, if in the last national team, who do you think taught the most in the dressing room?
The last national team would have been senior team.
Mm-hmm.
Carleen.
And who do you think was the funniest?
In the last one?
Yeah.
Probably Carleen, because she thought the most talking.
Before a game, do you prefer music or silence?
Music.
And you said your dream club to play for was Madrid. So your dream country to play in would be Spain, or would it be different?
I'm not sure actually.
Okay. And one word you think describes your game?
One word? Okay.
I think you have you're determined. Like you play hard. You're determined for sure. You watch. We watch all the games. All the games you play. They're just different phases of Nafisa. You know, there was the same game. I think it in the under 14. You scored the own goal.
Under 17.
It was an own goal, right?
Under 17.
That same. If you go back and watch that play, you were the furthest person forward, and you still find yourself being. It's just determination. You know, play hard and move on. But again, you know, finally, I thank you for joining the Endgame Sports Show. This is the locker room. It was a pleasure. Obviously, you know, Lenny, definitely shout out to you because I sent you the message yesterday. And I said, hey, and you were like, yeah, should be. She's available. And you made time and you got here. So again, from us, you know, we here at the Endgame, especially with our station manager, Preacher, she always for one thing. Although you go Antigua High School and, you know, she's a PM person and, you know, she really appreciate the same, because your favorite moment, I know you lose some points in the Preacher book when you say you bang PM and that's your favorite moment of every favorite moment. But again, I like it and I appreciate you for joining the show. A few things that you said today really showed me the kind of person you are, you know, selfless but also selfish. You know what you want to do, and you don't plan on letting anyone stand in the way of that. And that is a good thing. You know, you're a rivalry comedian, and you promote rivalries in terms of teams. I like it. But again, you know, thank you for joining. It was a pleasure having you on here. You know, good luck in the rest. You know, hopefully, whenever see like the jersey that Bunny signed. Hopefully, when you get there, you can sign a jersey for me so I can put it up amongst my other jerseys. So, you know, it was a pleasure.
Okay.
This is the Endgame Sports Show. My name is Adrian Constant. Do remember tomorrow it's the boardroom, and in the boardroom we have Michael Freeland. Yeah, he's Brother Mike will be in the building, the president of the Antigua and Barbuda Basketball Association. That's the hat that he's wearing tomorrow. So keep it locked to WTP Media Network. Coming up next is Pastor Kavasi and the Drive Time Show. And then today's Wednesday, so Kamali Mannix will be here for Youth Vibration. Then tonight we have a rerun. So hey, keep it locked to WTP Media Network.
.5 FM, WTP.